The latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And what a beautiful day again today as we look out from our Sky-Fi tower cam, the jump off ridge area, and you can see orchards at the bottom of your screen and just barely Three Lakes Golf Course. It's down on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Beautiful day with a mix of clouds and some beautiful blue sky out there. And I'm telling you what, you probably noticed that we're a little bit warmer than yesterday. Well, that will continue to be our trend throughout the rest of this work week as our temperatures beginning today will slowly warm up throughout the week. You can see by tomorrow in the Wenatchee area, we're going to be close to 80 degrees. We are in blue, by the way, on Thursday, all the way up to 84, maybe a little bit warmer than that. Friday 81, and then the cool down begins on Saturday with some showers and even cooler than that on Sunday, with highs then only in the upper 60s. We'll have more weather details for you coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. The Grant County unemployment rate is up and the number of non-farm employment jobs are down compared to a year ago. Chelan PUD commissioners are considering a request from the Port of Douglas County for the PUD to take over operation of Arundel River Park, and a GoFundMe account has been set up to help replace a local school's playground equipment that was destroyed in an arson fire. But first, we begin tonight. Grant County's wildfire season is getting off to an active start with several wind-driven fires over the last week. On Monday, crews responded to the 1600 block of State Route 28 for a wildfire, which had already ignited a vehicle and was threatening a home. With the help of a Freda Fire Department and Grant County Fire Department, the wind-driven fire was contained to about 2 acres, and the vehicle and a pile of wood were the only losses. Officials say even the smaller wildfires are burning hotter and faster and are taking many more resources to contain. They say that yesterday's fire had a large potential for growth and had plenty of fuel to burn. In all, 4 units from District 13, 3 from Freda, and 2 from Grant County Fire District 7 were used to protect structures and contain that fire. The fire is under investigation by the Fire Marshal's office. The Grant County unemployment rate is up, and the number of non-farm employment jobs are down compared to a year ago. That was the latest news from the Washington State Employment Security Department on Monday. The local monthly unemployment rate increased from 5.9% in April of 2017 to 6.4% in April 2018, up 0.5 of a percentage point. May was the second straight month that the unemployment rate has gone up. Non-farm employment netted 360 fewer jobs this April than in April of 2017. That's down 1.2%. Certainly not good news for the Grant County economy. Economic numbers for May 2018 will be released on June 19th. Chelan PUD commissioners are considering a request from the Port of Douglas County for the PUD to take over operation of Arundel River Park. Port Commissioner and former PUD employee Jim Huffman said budget pressures, especially for increased costs to operate Pangborn Memorial Airport, brought on the effort to seek help with operating that park.
Kind of a convergence of issues that we've been trying to reduce costs where we can. Arundel Park being, and we all know that parks don't make money. If you know how to solve that, we would like to know. So that's why we've turned to the PUD and asked for some additional help. Like I said, our ability to fund that is pretty limited because of our political structure. So that's why we're here and talking about maybe engaging in a longer-term, more cooperative relationship. And again, whatever money we save at Arundel Park essentially enables us to help provide that subsidy for the operation and maintenance of the airport.
PUD staff has been working on options for future operation of the park since last fall, when Port staff asked the district to take full ownership along with operating and maintenance responsibility. It's since been determined that challenges with obligations related to state grant funding for park facilities would make it difficult for the PUD to take ownership. Following Monday's meeting, discussions will reportedly continue after staff collects more information on several issues. Well, a GoFundMe account has been set up to help replace a local school's playground equipment that was destroyed in an arson fire recently. The account was started by the Mission View Elementary School Parent-Teacher Organization. The group's treasurer, Marissa Van Ney, says all funds raised will be deposited into the Mission View PTA donation account, and that's at Banner Bank in Wenatchee. She says all funds will go directly towards replacing the playground structure that was destroyed by that fire. If there are any funds left over, Mission View PTO would like to use them towards other playground improvements, such as new basketball nets and standalone activities that are ADA compliant. Coming up next, state troopers report a DOT truck driver was injured yesterday when a semi collided with his dump truck in a work zone on I-90 westbound about 11 miles east of Kittitas. In a letter to the City Council, Kashmir Mayor Jeff Gomes announced he's resigning after 6 years on the job. We'll tell you about the Central Washington Interagency Communications Center, its operation and demands of the job. And the top brass from 3 Chelan County agencies met earlier today at the Confluence Technology Center for a tri-commission meeting. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
In our experience, some people are just cut out for charter college and for success in a new career. These charter types are hard workers. Charter types go above and beyond. And charter types are responsible. If you're ready to get to work making a better future for yourself, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In another news, state troopers report a DOT truck driver was injured yesterday when a semi collided with his dump truck in a work zone on I-90 westbound, about 11 miles east of Kittitas. Troopers say the dump truck was working in the eastbound lane when the semi, driven by an Othello man, came around the corner and struck the back of the DOT vehicle. 60-year-old Daniel Orcutt of Ellensburg was transported to Kittitas Valley Hospital for treatment. The crash is under investigation. In a letter to the City Council, Kashmir Mayor Jeff Gomes announced he's resigning after 6 years on the job. Gomes said he wanted to focus on his good health and on his family. Gomes served on the Kashmir City Council for 2 years before becoming mayor in 2012. He also was a volunteer firefighter and EMT for 26 years and chief of the Kashmir Fire Department for 4 years. The 73-year-old Gomes said with all the staffing changes happening at Kashmir City Hall, he thinks a new mayor and administration should be part of making those staffing decisions. His term would have ended on December 31st of 2019. The council now has 90 days to select a replacement. Well, with the coverage area encompassing millions of acres, almost 50% of Washington state, the Central Washington Interagency Communications Center is the hub for dispatching and resourcing local and state agencies during the fire season. NCW Life visited the center to learn more about its operations and the demands of that job.
This is preseason. It's been an early preseason. We've had a lot of fires up to this point, but our staffing consists of 5 consoles for each geographic area.
10 Foxtrot on National, copy.
Helicopter 339 was off the ground at 09:56 with a 45-minute ETE.
We come in the morning and we don't know what time we're going home at night. 12, 14-hour days. We try to keep it to somewhere in that vicinity. Our fire season's busy, I would say, probably from the 1st of July. It's getting longer. We're busy right now a little bit, but some seasons will run into the end of October. It does seem to be they're starting earlier and lasting longer before we get the weather in the fall that kind of puts us out of business for a little while.
Tune in to the NCW Life Evening News tomorrow night for the full feature on SWCC, a key agency in dispatching and resourcing the incidents throughout north central Washington. Well, the top brass from 3 Chelan County agencies met earlier today at the Confluence Technology Center for a tri-commission meeting. Representatives were on hand from Chelan County, the Chelan County Port District, and Chelan County PUD. Updates were presented on topics such as Pangbourne Airport's long-term financial sustainability, the Cashmere Mill site, the proposed County PUD partnership for electric service, cryptocurrency miners, and energy demand. Also, the status of the Alcoa Wenatchee Works facility. We will have complete coverage of today's meeting tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and then again tomorrow night right here on the NCW Life Evening News. The Tri-Commission meeting also featured comments by Chelan County mayors from Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, Cashmere, and Entiat. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come right here on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
I love nature, but I signed up to lease Hondas, not take a hike. I know, right?
Hey everybody, come on up. The reason why I brought you out here is for a great team building exercise.
Customer wants to talk lifetime warranty. Can I go?
Yeah, go, go, go.
Hey, us too, we gotta go.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, hey Nate, what you doing there?
I'm just reading a book.
A book? I didn't even know they made those anymore. Where'd you get it?
Right down the street at Yield Bookshop.
Yield Bookshop, I'm gonna go check it out.
If you're looking for a good book to read or you're in the market for some beautiful handcrafted creations from local artisans, look no further than Yield Bookshop right in the heart of downtown Wenatchee.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a good Tuesday to you. The Washington softball team did something for the first time in the College Softball World Series Monday. They lost. Florida State's Megan King threw a complete game 5-hit shutout and struck out 6 Washington batters to hand the UW a 1-0 loss in game 1 of the best-of-3 series. Washington couldn't get the bats going in this one and committed 2 uncharacteristic errors in losing for the first time in the entire tournament. FSU's only run came at the top of the 6th inning on a solo home run by Anna Shelnut off Washington freshman Gabby Plain. The two teams play again right now, and the telecast live on ESPN. If the Huskies can bounce back and win today, they'll force a deciding game 3 tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We'll add another trophy to the case for the Wenatchee High School sports medicine team. The Panthers placed 4th in the large school category and 5th overall at the National Sports Medicine Competition recently. Issaquah High School won the overall championship. Wenatchee High senior Greg Holdy placed 5th in the national competition and is a 3-time All-American. This follows his first place finish at state. Courtney Grimm and Alex Albert tied for 23rd nationally. Sports medicine instructor and athletic trainer Dale Blair said His team competed at the national level through computer-based testing and FaceTime practical evaluation. Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox hold their 2018 home opener tonight at Paul Thomas Senior Field against the River City Athletics. Wenatchee won 2 of 3 West Coast League games over the weekend at Victoria against the Harbor Cats. Tonight is the first of 3 consecutive non-league games for the Sox. Following tonight's 7:05 game, Wenatchee hosts the Northwest Honkers tomorrow and then the Highline Bears on Thursday. Elmira Cooley Heartline is the WIAA State 1B Scholastic State Champions for this school year. The year-long competition recognizes the top school in each of 6 WI classifications based on academics, athletic, and sportsmanship excellence. The Warriors won the state championship in football, baseball, and softball to help propel the school to its second consecutive 1B Scholastic Cup. ACH's football team excelled on and off the field, picking up the academic state championship as well, joining the boys basketball team with that honor. Here are the winners. 1B, as we mentioned, Elmira Cooley Heartline. St. George's the 2B. 1A goes to Linden Christian, 2A to Seaholm, Interlake the 3A champ, and Camas the 4A champion. Speaking of the WIAA, an article appearing in yesterday's Seattle Times says the WIAA Executive Board has decided to create committees to seed the 2018 state football field. According to the article, the board approved a plan created in April from a committee formed to study the use of Rating Percentage Index, or RPI, in seeding state tournaments for all sports. RPI has been used to seed the state basketball tournaments the last 2 seasons. The committee won't pick who's in the tournament. They'll just seed the teams that qualify for it. Details to be worked out this summer. The Seattle Mariners are in Houston for a quick 2-game series against the Astros in the battle for first place in the American League West. James Paxton goes up against Dallas Keuchel in tonight's matchup. Big Maple is 4-1 on the season with a 3.13 ERA. Keuchel off to kind of a slow start. He's 3-7, but his ERA is good at 3.65. Seattle goes into Houston with a full game lead in the division. While the current team was on the plane yesterday for Houston, the club was drafting a pitcher in the first round of the Major League Baseball draft. Head of amateur scouting, Scott Hunter, says the Mariners drafted right-handed pitcher Logan Gilbert with the 14th overall selection.
6'5", almost 6'6", athletic, got a loose, easy arm, and has 4 pitches and throws a ton of strikes. If you look at his stat line over the last 3 years, he misses bats. It's something that we value here. Missing bats, doing damage as hitters, and this kid fit every checkpoint of a pitcher that we would want to select, and we're kind of pleasantly surprised that he was sitting there. Well, there was a period during, I guess, March and April. He kind of got caught in between his curveball and his slider. It was more of a slider in Cape Cod, which was something that we were all really excited about, and he went back to it. Kind of started trying to throw a curveball, a little more of a true curveball, so it started blending together. And then I would think, and our guys did a great job, Rob Moomow, Jesse Capellish, the area scout down in Florida, and our Southeast supervisor. This was a kid that we came out and were really excited about. He had about a month period of a dead arm period where people in the industry started getting him off of him, even myself, to be quite honest. And those 2 guys rallied the troops and said, hey, you need to get back down here. And as of 2 weeks ago, I think the day before I left for Seattle, I went to go see him again, and his stuff was pretty much back to where it was in the summer. So we're catching a guy on the uptick. He's just turned 21, so he's a young college performer and college athlete. So we have a lot of time on our side, and we got some upside in a college pitcher.
Mariners took Louisville Junior center fielder Josh Stowers with their 2nd pick today. 5 more picks, and they were interested in the battery. 2 catchers and 3 pitchers. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. In tonight's feature story, Chelan County Superior Court is now offering an alternative way for the courts and defendants involved in drug-related offenses. Judge Kristen Ferreira was a guest on Mike Magnotti's show this week to talk about drug court.
What happens is we'll have a roundtable kind of discussion before the hearing, and that'll include the drug court team. And then after that, then we'll have the hearing, but the judge doesn't make the decision in the staffing. The judge makes the decision in the hearing with the defendant present and also having a say in what happens. And so
the judge has a say, or the defendant has a say?
The defendant has a say. So say, for example, they did something that they shouldn't have done, and they violated the terms of their of the court's order. And then they are going to get what we call sanctioned. It's a little bit different. We call sanctions. It could be all the way up to, it could be jail. It could be termination. Sanctions could also include something like you have to take more UAs. because you had a dirty UA, and so now you have to have more.
And that's probably, the sanctions are going to depend on the circumstances.
It's going to depend on the circumstances. It's going to depend on the phase in which they are in the drug court, because there will be different phases, and if they're in the first phase, then the sanctions are going to be different than if they violate in the last phase. So there are different sentences that can be imposed for somebody violating the law. One could be that they get community service. If it's a more minor violation, usually we don't have a lot of cases in Superior Court where they get that, but once in a while that happens. Some can be work crew, some can be electronic home monitoring, but more often than not, we have jail or prison.
Okay.
If it is a drug offense, or it's an offense where drug or alcohol addiction contributed to the offense, then sometimes they are eligible for a drug offender sentencing alternative.
Okay.
And in that is rehab.
Okay.
And then they have terms and conditions once they're out of rehab.
And that's what they call the DOSA.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So that is an alternative that's available in the regular kind of docket.
Okay.
This is, I will just say, it's more than treatment. So not only do they go to treatment, that's a part of it, but then they also will have educational and work requirements. If they don't have their license, they eventually will work towards getting their driver's license back. They work towards getting steady employment and clean and sober housing permanently. If they have children and they've for whatever reason their children aren't with them, or they are going through dependency proceedings, then that's also part of the process. Finding them, having them find recreational activities and other types of activities that they can replace their substance use with. All of those will be requirements.
Great. See, because that's, if you don't mind me interrupting a little bit.
No, that's fine.
I mean, I do have in my mental health counseling practice, I have a number of people with substance abuse use, and I always ask them, what are you doing to have fun? And it's like, oh, what do you mean, man? Because to them, fun's going out and getting loaded. And I said, you've got to find something that makes a straight life worth living. You have to find some intellectual pursuits, something you enjoy doing.
Absolutely.
So that's great that you've got that part of it. Wow. I'm impressed with that.
And also, like I said, food and exercise, which a lot of us take for granted, but that's really important, especially if you have a drug addiction.
Sure.
You're probably not eating very healthy.
Right.
And you're focusing on the drugs rather than these are the things we need to be able to survive, our brain to be able to function better. And it also helps replace that time that's spent using drugs.
Sure.
We'll be back with more news and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniat. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Join the NCW Life channel for live coverage of Eastmont and Wenatchee High School commencement ceremonies Friday, June 8th.
Coverage brought to you by the Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club. Sign up for summer programs today. Vominos Junk Haulers and Moving Services, big or small, they haul it all. And by Cashmere Valley Bank, the little bank with the big circle of friends.
Live Friday, June 8th, Eastmont High's graduation at 6, followed by Wenatchee High's graduation at 8, exclusively on the NCW Life channel.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Grant County's wildfire season is getting off to an active start with several wind-driven fires over the last week. On Monday, crews responded to the 1600 block of State Route 28 for a wildfire which had already ignited a vehicle and was threatening a home. With the help of a Freda Fire Department and Grant County Fire Department, the wind-driven fire was contained to about 2 acres, and the vehicle and a pile of wood were the only losses. Officials say even the smaller wildfires are burning hotter and faster and are taking many more resources to contain. They say that yesterday's fire had a large potential for growth and had plenty of fuel to burn. In all, 4 units from District 13, 3 from Freda, and 2 from Grant County Fire District 7 were used to protect structures and contain that fire. The fire is under investigation by the Fire Marshal's office. A GoFundMe account has been set up to help replace a local school's playground equipment that was recently destroyed in an arson fire. The account was started by the Mission View Elementary School parent-teacher organization. The group's treasurer, Marissa Vadnais, says all funds raised will be deposited into the Mission View PTA donation account at Banner Bank in Wenatchee. She says all funds will go directly towards replacing the playground structure that was destroyed by the fire. If there are any funds left over, Mission View PTO would like to use them towards other playground improvements such as new basketball nets and standalone activities that are ADA compliant. Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, but before we get to those details, let's, as we always do, take a peek outside our weather window. And it was a beautiful Tuesday out there today as we take a look at the beautiful valley from our jump-off ridge camera in Sky-Fi Tower. You can see lots of orchards down there and the beautiful sky today. We do have a few clouds off on the horizon, but all in all, things were warmer than yesterday, and that will continue to be our trend. Let's take a look now at what we can expect over the next 4 days. This is our situation now with mostly sunny skies, a few clouds off to the west. But as we move through this loop into about Friday or so, maybe into Saturday, keep an eye on the Pacific, or I should say the northwest of your screen, the top left corner. That's a large area of low pressure that will be moving our direction, but not on Wednesday. We're going to see high temperatures tomorrow in the low 80s, and we will just continue to warm up from there. Thursday looks like to be our warmest day of the entire forecast period. Only a 20% chance that we'll see some cloud cover out there on Thursday. And then things begin to change as we move into Friday, and we're going to switch over now to our precipitation map. This will be our situation at 5 p.m. on Friday, and you can see the rain all up and down Washington's west coast and to our north. And here we go on Saturday. It's going to be raining as we wake up in the morning on Saturday, and maybe even 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain as that weak cold front moves through. We will rebound a little bit from that on Sunday with a bit cooler temperatures, but more sunshine on Sunday, and especially as we start our next work week. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. 52, kind of chilly tonight for an overnight low. Sunny and warmer tomorrow. That'll be our trend, remember. 81 Wednesday. Thursday all the way up to 85 degrees with sunshine. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies on Friday, maybe a late day shower and 82, and then a 30% chance of rain. We've talked about mainly that being in the early morning hours of Saturday. Partly cloudy and cooler on Sunday and 69, and then Monday, next work week looks great. Mostly sunny and warmer with a high then of 75 degrees. So it looks like a great forecast this week. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV set free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Hi, I'm Jessica Murray. I'm a candidate for the Top 10 Apple Blossom Royalty, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.